When I was 20, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I spent so much time and effort being stuck in a job that wasn't right for me. And in the end, I transitioned from that job to a career that I actually find fulfilling. And if you feel stuck too, I'm here to guide you out of this mess because boy, have I made a lot of mistakes along the way. But I'm gonna share with you how to get yourself untangled. Hi, my name is Andre. I'm a data scientist, and on this channel, I share lessons that I wish I knew 10 years ago about career, life, productivity. First, before we go into how to get yourself unstuck in your career, we must go into reasons why you got yourself stuck in the first place. For a lot of people, common reason is like identity plateau. You study in schools and in university, you get yourself degree, and you don't really think about your future. Myself, I got a marketing degree and I thought I'm gonna be working in marketing, and then I got internship in marketing and it was a complete rubbish. It was so boring and it was unfulfilling. I didn't see myself working there for a year or two, but then I committed so much time and resources and everything to becoming bachelor in marketing that it seemed to be the only way. And it's the same for a lot of people. We get the path that's carved out for us that is convenient, and then at some point, everyone must rediscover themselves. And at the same time, I was like, well, I'm not gonna be working in marketing. That sounds boring. What am I gonna be? I wanted to be so many things. And if you're young, I can imagine that. But then at the other hand, if I didn't want to work in marketing, how would I discover what I actually wanted to do? Because there was so much of different stuff that I would like to do. Like, I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be a blogger. I wanted to be a developer. I wanted to be work in analytics. I want to work in data science. So many choices. It's like you walk into supermarket and like you have to make a choice now, and it seems that the choice is gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. You screwed up with marketing, right? You don't want to work in marketing. Now you make a choice for the next 10 years, and it was hard. It was kind of scary because how can you make a choice for the next 10 years if you already don't like your first choice? So that was the second part that got me really stuck into how to move forward. Everybody says, you have to find what you love and then you will never have to work a day in your life because you will be doing what you love. That is complete bullshit. Like, if you turn your passion into work, so many parts of that will not be able to function. You have to moderately like what you do, right? You don't have to find something that fills all of these gaps. There's another concept that I think is problematic, is the concept of ikigai. It's a Japanese concept where you find at an intersection of what brings you money, what you can do, what brings value to the world, etc., etc. And then at the center, there's like this one thing, your life calling, ikigai. And so many people, they spend time and effort actually chasing this ikigai. They forget that it's nearly impossible to find one true calling. And when they don't find it, they feel stuck. They feel guilty. They feel useless. They feel like an imposter. Like, it feels like, well, somebody found their ikigai. Like, this person is destined to be a writer. This person is destined to work as a scientist. Why can't I find it? I'm gonna give you one practical advice. Don't look for the ikigai in the middle. Look for intersection of the circles, like what you can do and what people need. For example, what pays and what you like, etc., etc., etc. You will never find a single thing that holds it all together, and you shouldn't, because you know what? Imagine that you did find this ikigai, this super passion, and you started like building this path, and then you fail along the way. Like, for example, you get laid off, or you can't get a job, or there are problems. When your whole identity is dependent on one sole purpose that you have in the world, it's a really heavy burden. So don't burden yourself, find intersection of these circles. And then you have a part where you have to do a little bit of work yourself. You're like, I feel stuck in my work. And then you ask yourself a series of why. Why? Because I have boring projects. Why? Because I don't develop new skills. Why? Because I don't feel value in what I do. Why? And you get to the rabbit hole where you actually find the cause of your frustration. And then you turn inward and you get the parts that are frustrating about your job. And now you have to find parts that are exciting about what you do. Was there a single instance of time in the last year that you actually felt excited about what you do? Here's my piece of advice. Don't focus on the outcomes. Don't focus on the results, because you can say, I was so excited when I made a presentation and everybody praised me. My boss said I did a good job. Or somebody might say, I was excited when I got a raise, and that's good, but we're trying to find what sparks you, what drives you in the process. Maybe you could say, I was excited last time working with the numbers, or I got a technical challenge I got to solve and it made me excited. Or you could say, I got to work with people and bring them together and I really enjoyed being the glue. Find some process in your work, whether it's presenting something, whether it's solving a technical challenge, whether it's working with data. Find a process that you could work from, not an outcome, because everybody's excited when we get a raise. Everybody's excited when we feel seen and valued, but that's not what we're going for. So we have frustrations. We have what you like about the process. And then you have to turn the reflection into yourself. What kind of skills do you have? You find out what you like, what you don't like, what kind of skills you have. What kind of skills can you acquire fast? A common mistake people here make is underestimate how many skills they can acquire over the weekend. So you open up a job. Imagine a data scientist job, because I'm a data scientist in a big tech company. You open that job and you see all of these fancy words like SQL, Tableau, dbt. A lot of those fancy words and concepts and products and platforms, you can relatively easy get a grasp of them over the weekend. You don't need to have a master's to kind of understand what SQL is about. You need 3 or 4 weekends of intense work, and then you know SQL, right? And people, they cross off a lot of opportunities because they think that, no, I don't have this skill. It's too hard for me. It's a lot of work and I might as well go another direction. And then the pool of the jobs that they actually consider and the pool of careers that they actually consider is so narrow and small just because they underestimated what kind of skills they might learn over the weekend or over the course of 1 month or 2 months. So you have this audit of yourself. You have what you like, you have what you don't like, you have what you can do and what you can potentially learn. The common mistake that a lot of people make is they jump into the next career and the next big thing and they overcommit. And I ask you, please, if you found your new path, don't get yourself a master's. It's such a common way for people to escape reality. A lot of people suggested to me after I got out of marketing, you want to work in data science? Get yourself a master's degree in data science. And then it's another 2 years before you actually try a job. And then in the end of 2 years, it might happen that you don't really like it. And then you spend a lot of money and 2 extra years. And then some people, they go and get another master's. So overcommitment to this new path that you made is bad because it provides you with high risk and high stress. And some of you might think, I eat stress for breakfast. I know you do, brother or sister. I know you do. But trust me, it's so much easier and better to go into changes facing minimum stress. Because believe me, life will provide you with stress. Life will fill you up with stress. You will know nothing but stress at some point in your life. And aim to minimize it. Because when you minimize it, you can actually make better decisions. Imagine you work at a job you don't like. Probably you do now. So, and the bad plan would be okay, I found data science. I'm quitting my job and I'm betting all my money and time to actually become a data scientist in 6 months. That's a bad plan because along the way, you can find hardships that you didn't think would be there, or along the way you could actually think, well, this is not for me, and the stress and damage is already done. Another bad plan is, I'm gonna go get myself an MBA or master's because this will help me find a job. A good plan consists of micro experiments. You could say, I will spend my next 5 weekends working 5 hours on a practical data science course. Find a course on a data camp or any other course, or find a free course online. It doesn't matter. You say, for 5 years during weekends, I'm going to be working and doing data science work. And I'm going to see how I like day-to-day work, whether or not I feel this is a field for me. And then I will try to transition an interview while staying on my current job. Or instead of saying, I'm going to get an MBA to become a manager, find an opportunities to manage at your current job. Find a project or product that you could live outside of your job before you go into that big change. You know what? This whole career deal, this whole professions and path, it used to be different. It used to be, choose a career and you work the same job for 50 damn years and then you retire and you have everything. It's not the same anymore. So AI is going to replace a lot of jobs. That's first. Job market is going to be different in 10 years. That is for sure. And most importantly, most people, they don't work the same job. They switch career 3 to 4 times from the time that they start to their retirement. And it's completely normal now. So if you think now, I gotta choose something for the next 50 years, it's simply not true. So I'm almost 30 now, and I might change my career in the next 5 years and then change again in the next 10 years or so, because the world is fluid. And if you follow the path of all of these successful people that are in their 40s or 50s now, they also changed careers. And remember that the choice you make now, it's not going to be forever. Like, you're going to have an option in 10 years to say, well, I don't like this anymore. I want to do something else. And you're going to go off and do something else. Maybe you're going to start a business. Maybe you're going to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you're going to be a blogger. Maybe you're going to just change into something completely different. Please, especially if you're in your early 20s, do not tie your entire identity to one job. Some people really like to show off the job title and the big salary, like I work in big tech, I'm a data scientist, and this is everything that I am. My friend, you're so much more. Develop hobbies, start a side project, side hustles. I'm so happy that I started this blog, because if my company ever lays me off, I can say, well, this part of my life is over for now, but I have this. But so many people get so severely depressed when something happens with their job just because they identify themselves just with their job. So start side hustles, start products, start a lot of different stuff, have hobbies. Do not center your life around your career. And I hope this step-by-step plan helps you in any way. And I hope this is encouraging for you, because I know it would have been for me. I know you're stuck probably, and I know it's hard, but it will get better. I wish you all the best, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.